and welcome back to another video. Today I have a special guest with me, which is young Luke, who has grown quite a bit, I think, since he's last been in any of my videos. He's been busy gaining weight and getting teeth and being adorable and being loved by everyone. And can you believe, I find this amazing, he is nearly 9 months old. So in the beginning, he was very tiny, very, Luke! Why? Why? What are you doing? 9 months old, 2 teeth, lots to say, everybody loves him, and he still hasn't said mama. So that is a bit of a bone of contention, really, because he's wasting all his time saying dada. Hi. So I have finished 5 quilts recently. One I made in basically 24 hours, and that has been gifted to a family member who had a new little baby. And I still haven't made a quilt for Luke. I've so been enjoying crafting lately. Like, it's been very good. I've been enjoying living my life and going thrifting a bit and getting some new things and pressing flowers, going on walks, enjoying my children, reading lots of books. So I will show you probably after I get this small person down for his nap and I have 2 talking hands to use. I can show you some of the books that we've been reading and things that I've gotten up to and whatever else comes to my mind. It's almost like there's too much pressure on somebody who has a really large family when they're on the internet to like be really exciting and amazing. I mean, I am exciting and amazing, but with just like a lot of people in the house, and I live my life. All right, hopefully I have improved the lighting enough that you can at least see that I'm not 89 years old. I have come down here, I've had lunch, the baby is in bed. I came down to get the fabric to start working on Luke's quilt. And this room, which we call the hobby room, is now primarily a food storage room. And I'm still hoping and dreaming of moving house, but my husband says this is the part where I ask you to subscribe to my channel, because if I never ever get enough people watching my videos and enough hours on my videos, then I will never be monetized and I will keep working for $0, which is a very low minimum wage. If you could subscribe, that would be wonderful, because that would just be good. And then we can move to a house that we can all fit in and it will be wonderful. I'll be really happy that day. I'm not happy now. I am happy, but I'd be happy to move. Very happy indeed. In this cupboard here is where I keep all of my fabric. And yesterday when I went thrifting, I found a double flannelette sheet. I will be cutting it up and using it for a quilt. And I seriously love it when I can go to a thrift store and get a top sheet, because it only cost me $3. I don't know what it's like where you live or in your house, but I find it amazing to me how many people use no flat sheet. They just use the fitted sheet on the bed and then their quilt or their comforter or their duvet or their doona or their blanket. No flat sheet. They donate them to the op shop. Katherine comes along, she buys them for $3 and she's very happy. Also, I've been looking for more masculine fabrics and didn't find any for ages. And then yesterday, ta-da. I should write like a partial to-do list for myself to actually stop me from getting so excited when I finally have like an hour to do the stuff I want to do, that I don't then get bogged down doing like housework and stuff like that, and that I can actually enjoy the quiet time. So I need to think more carefully about what I want to do. Too distracted. There's too much happening in my brain. Let's go upstairs. All right, I'm back upstairs again. I decided to make myself a hot chocolate because today, even though we're supposedly spring here, it's very cold. The wind is very cold. So, anyhow, I'm back upstairs and I want to show you some stuff. So, like I told you, I have finished multiple quilts. I'll get the quilts out and I'll quickly show you them, and then we'll talk about the quilt that I'm going to be making. I will show you all these random various treasures and things in front of me and around me and beside me, and I'll finish with hopefully something that is encouraging to someone, because it was encouraging to me. And I'll remember to breathe and speak more slowly. So first is first. First is first. Is that even a saying? First things, I'll show you the quilts. And I can't even remember if I showed all of these quilts in my other video, but hey, it'd be refreshment of your brain if you've seen this again, or if you haven't seen it, then it'll be the first time you've seen it and you'll be like so grateful and your life will be complete. So, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4 quilts. I made a few quilt tops, and then for some reason I folded them up and I put them in my cupboard and I didn't do anything with them. Part of the problem is sometimes I'll get the idea of what I want to make for the quilt top, but I've got no idea at all what I want to do for the quilting part of it. So it kind of has to stay in the cupboard to like percolate until I come up with something brilliant. So I think the first one I did was this one. So I have like straight line quilting along the edges, and then I have, you probably see it better on the back, this design for the back. So I would say this is, I mean, it's pretty long. It's going, oh, doing a terrible job at showing you. The back is a brand new sheet. It's really nice and soft. I like making quilts. I do have 11 children and 1 husband, and I don't know if you can see behind me. See up there? That's more quilts. And I currently have my like spring summer quilt that I made on our bed. I want to become brave enough to sell some quilts, and the idea I got in my head was to make 20 quilts and then to try to sell them. But out of every 4 quilts that I sell, I then want to be able to give away one for free, or maybe sell 3 and give away 1. I'm really not sure. But this one is a plus quilt, and all of the fabrics are arranged so they make like a cross or a plus. And I quilted these by trying to match the color of the thread to other, you know, whatever side. Just using embroidery threads that I already had. Because my plan was make the quilts without having to go and spend tons of money. This is another sheet that I got. Actually, this is the sheet that I got from the lady in my Buy Nothing group. This I found at a thrift store. But they were both new and unused because, like I said, people don't seem to like using their flat sheet. And then I did a stripy, like leftover fabric binding. What? Red, purple, and aqua. This quilt here, I had more leftover of that sheet. And this is half square triangles just positioned in a different position, in a different arrangement. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So for this one, I just did diagonal. I got there in the end. Diagonal hand quilting. And the binding on it is, you're gonna be shocked, it's the same stripy that is on here. I think it's just that. Yeah, that's very clever of me because it does coordinate really well. So, you know, when I make these, like I consider this to be like a generous lap size quilt, and I just think of, man, I'm such a sap. I always feel like crying when I talk about stuff like this. Keep yourself together, Katherine. Be a serious person. I think of people going through hardships, and I think of my beautiful friend Wendy, who I originally met on the Yarra Valley notice board. I gave Wendy, why do I want to cry? Be serious, Katherine. I can do this. I wanted to give away some quilts to just brighten people's lives, and I had a quilt that I really loved. Like, I almost coveted this quilt because it was a in color order quilt. And it's interesting because even saying this now, it's like I can't even, exactly remember what was even on that quilt. But I just felt a strong compulsion to contact Wendy and to say, I want to gift this quilt to you. Do you want it? She replied and said, I am dying. Don't give me a quilt because I'm going to die. It makes me feel so emotional thinking about that. But anyhow, I just felt like she really needed that quilt. She needed a quilt to comfort her. And Wendy did end up dying, and her beautiful daughter has her quilt that I gave her. And you never know what you can impress upon or how you can impact another person with when you give your gifts. So you never know. Like, you may sit there and think, sure, I'm good at baking, but who cares? I'm not going to change anybody's life. Or, yeah, I like making quilts, but I'm not like a teacher. I'm not professional. So should I even bother? But I will tell you, I have now given away over 10 quilts. And I hope that they all still have the quilts. A few of them have contacted me and say they still have the quilts. I have given quilts to people that I have never met. And that's kind of what I think when I'm making these quilts. I picture somebody that's maybe getting chemotherapy treatment, and they have to sit in that chair and receive their treatment. Maybe a quilt this size will bundle them up with a loving hug, a bit of warmth or comfort. Yeah. Those are the kind of people I kind of want to give my quilts to. People who are downcast. This last quilt, I'm thinking about keeping it because I really, really like it. It is more of those solids that I got from Spotlight in my favorite design, which is half square triangles. The backing of it is another brand new unused sheet from the op shop. It's cats. It's all different cats. And I did the binding in one of my favorite colors, pink. And then the front of it looks like this. Again, I hand quilted it. I used many different colors of embroidery thread. And I think this is like a single size. Maybe, I haven't measured it. So, there you go. That was a very long-winded explanation of some quilts that I've made. And I've been keeping them in a drawer in my room and they haven't been used. But I really want to make a quilt for my baby Luke. Oh. So, I went to Spotlight, and when I was making a quilt for my new nephew, I was thinking, well, he's a boy, so he'll like boy colors, right? Even though he's an infant. And I ended up using this with white and this white, like creamy, who knows if that is even showing up on the screen, but it's like a white background with like creamy polka dots. I use that for the binding. I use this I use this and the white for the front, and then for the back I use this. And I've gifted the quilt to him. That is gone. But I did not end up using this beautiful blue color. So I have quite a bit of this. I have... Oh, did I leave it downstairs? Oh no, it's here. Get organized, Katherine. So I've got a lot of white and a lot of blue left. I also bought this. Which I was thinking was a good blue for like a binding. And then I went back to Spotlight another night. It's so funny, I don't go to Spotlight ever, right? Like I go there like maybe like once a year. That's, yeah, like seriously. And then I went twice in like a month. Very strange. But I picked up like a mustardy yellow. White with blue spot and some whales. And I'm very torn with what to do because I think I spend too much time wondering what other people would think is good, and then I should just clear my mind and say, Katherine, what do you like? So that's what I ended up doing. I'm not exactly sure what design to do for Luke, but like a day after getting the expensive but on sale fabric from Spotlight, I found this. It's basically the same color. Okay, it's kind of different. Double bed Doona cover, so it's double the fabric for $3 from an op shop. So you can't return fabric. I'm sure it will be used. When you look at the quilts that I actually already made, they're all, to me, quite feminine. There might be some guys that like them, but I would like to also make quilts for men, for boys, and I just know I'll end up using all the fabric, so it's not like it's wasted. It's just It's here. It's it's just here. This is some yellow fabric that I have left over from when I made James's quilt, and now it's Luke's turn to get a quilt. You can see that I kind of just gravitate towards certain things, and yeah, so that was a lot of talking about quilts. Obviously I had to get that out of my system. Now we will move on to me just showing you some random things that I got recently. So now that Luke is finally becoming a big huge porky, I went to the op shop and I bought him Nature Baby 100% organic merino wool for $1.50, and it's just this cute little green long sleeve legless onesie thing, but it's got these are buttons instead of snappies, so he'll look very cute in that. James told me I had to buy this because he loved it. It doesn't fit him, but Luke can wear it when he's bigger. It says it's size 1, and it's just a Kmart thing, but it says Rookie Racer Speed Sleeper. That was 50 cents, and these corduroy pants were 50 cents as well. Adjustable button thingy and just corduroy and just whatever. I buy a lot of things secondhand. As you know, if you've watched any of my many secondhand Sunday videos, I really like thrifting. So I found this little like dinosaur rattle. At the op shop, and even though me and my husband are Lego connoisseurs, we've never seen anything like this before. So I will be saving this for Luke for either his birthday or for Christmas. But I just got that, I think yesterday or the day before. And honestly, now when I go thrifting, I'm really looking for things that I actually will either replace something that I already have that I want to replace, or will be very useful. Like, I actually have a list on my phone of things I'm like looking for. So I have been looking for a new address book, and I found this. It was $4. It's brand new. I don't know where it originally came from, but it's a birthday book and an address book, and I thought it was really cute. So what's your last name? Is your last name Kiwi Bird? So it's got very cute pictures in it, and then the birthday book as well. It's pretty basic. It's got colorful pages. Do a flip through. It has some pictures. I saw a picture. Oh, at the beginning of each month it has the birthstone, the meaning, the birth flower, and the meaning of the birth flower. So, is that a Banksia man? Anyhow, fairly self-explanatory. I'm happy to have these. I will be retiring my old address book. I'll be getting rid of that. And this is my advice to you, right? If you have an address book, write in it in pencil, because the person could die, the person could move, the person could not be your friend anymore, the person could change their name to Samsonite, and then if you've got them in the Kiwi section, you'd be like really disappointed in yourself. So I'm just going to start fresh again. And this will be good because I have been getting into writing letters. I'm currently writing a letter to my friend Jen, and yes, I have to finish the letter and send it. But I realized that, like, this here is my box. And I keep in here birthday cards and greeting cards, whatever you call them, writing paper, special wrapping paper, labels, stamps. Oh, more stamps. Yes. Leave those on top. They all stay in here. But when I started writing a letter to Jen, it was like a lot of pages, and I thought I need more writing paper. So of course I'm going to go to the op shop and look. And my daughter actually found this. It's a Hallmark writing set, 20 sheets, 15 envelopes. It was originally $10. And what happened to the lid? Oh, the lid is right here. How much did I pay? $3. It's never been used, and it would be very nice to be able to send a little note to one of my friends with this writing set. So I'll probably take them out of the box and then put them in the one box to rule them all. I think that would be smarter. But yeah, it's been really nice lately, just thrifting. And these are my boxes of embroidery threads that I've been using for hand quilting my quilts. I went through a lot of thread, so I'm happy when I find random bags of embroidery threads at op shops, because I can just put them in there and use them, and it's wonderful. And when you're a creative and crafty person, you have a risk of your children wanting to get into it. So I have 5 of my daughters getting really into embroidery and stuff, and if one of my older daughters will humor me, I will show you a photo or video of what she has done so far, which is like blows my mind, because she'd never ever had done any embroidery in her entire life, and then she embroidered a whole jacket, which I thought was just incredible. Even though it's really cold today, so cold that I have to have a hot chocolate, there are a lot of spring flowers blooming, and with my previously thrifted flower press, I have been pressing many flowers. That will be like a grand reveal eventually when they're all done. I started out trying to be like a real purist and, you know, cutting out nice cardboard, and now I'm just at the stage of any cardboard is good enough. So 2 pieces of cardboard and a piece of like wax paper or like tissue paper either side of the flower, and you're really good to go, and press it down and happy times. So yes, I have been reading a lot lately to the children, and we are steadily working our way through books. So some books that I've recently finished, I finished Robin Hood. I was reading that to James, and I think I showed this in a thrift haul. I didn't bring it out here because I forgot, but we read Charlotte's Web, and then the children enjoyed watching like the old movie that was released in this year. Not this year, this year. And we have started reading Peter Pan and Wendy. I found this at Savers for $3.49. The kids kind of have mixed opinions on the style of the illustrations, that they're kind of scary-ish looking. But, and the story, like, man, you watch these children's movies and you think it's so like lovely and good for kids, and then you read the book and you're like, this is actually every parent's worst nightmare. If you think about it, the children just suddenly disappearing from their bedroom. So we've been reading that, and Redwall book. This is Martin the Warrior, which we're getting close to the end of. We have loved every single Redwall book. Every single one we have enjoyed. And honestly, with me reading so much to the children, I'm like letting go. I'm like just letting go of all these feelings of like would, should, and could, and you should read every single day for pleasure and without children and stuff. But it's just a season of my life, and it's okay. That's what I've told myself. It's fine. The children and I read the Bible together every day, right? Thought came to me, Psalm 18, because I find that it's such an encouragement for when my mind wants to like race and regret and worry and fret about things, is that I can read this and it like calms me down. So I thought, I'm going to read this to you now. So if you want to get your Bible and follow along, or if you want to just sit there and listen to my words, then hopefully this encourages you like it encouraged me. And the psalm is titled, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress." To the choir master, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who addressed the words of this song to the Lord on the day when the Lord rescued him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. He said, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. The cords of death encompassed me, the torrents of destruction assailed me, the cords of Sheol entangled me, the snares of death confronted me. In my distress I called upon the Lord. To my God I cried for help. From his temple he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ears. That made me feel so encouraged, because we live in this big world. There's so many voices and so many opinions everywhere and so many things to distract us. And I just think to myself, I can call upon the Lord to help me when I feel like I can't go on, or that I'm struggling, or when my mind wants to think of past times to just move on from them, is that I can redirect my thoughts. I can tell myself to turn away from that negativity and turn to the freedom that there is in God. It sounds easier said than done, but that's probably why I'm reading it every day, to get it through my thick skull. So hopefully that encouraged you. Hopefully in hearing all my random talking and show and tell and of my plans and the things I've been getting up to, that you too can realize that whatever life you are living, just live it. Just live your life. Just do the types of things that you want to do. If you want to be creative and do crafty things, you can do them. I get interrupted a lot. I have used all of my free time today to talk to you guys. I've chosen to do that. But otherwise, sometimes I might only get 1 hour a day to do some kind of crafty thing, which is probably why I really got into doing the hand embroidery of quilts, because I could sit there and multitask. I know it's probably bad to multitask, but some progress is better than no progress. And I'm not going to be a hero like my husband and get up at 4:30. I'm starting with getting up at 6. So we all have to start somewhere. We have to serve ourselves a very big serving of grace. We have to be patient. We have to realize that we're not going to get to the end goal straight away, and that sometimes it's going to take a while to get things done. But if you slowly work away to your end goal, you will get that letter written to your friend and sent. You will finish reading the read aloud books one chapter at a time. You will remember stuff in the Bible because you're reading it often enough that it then gets in the brain. We will finish making the quilts. We will exercise and drink water and, anyhow. Do you get what I mean? So, that feels good. I feel good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I originally tried to tell myself this would be a 5-minute video. Maybe the next one will. Maybe you don't want a 5-minute video. I've been staying home a lot, so there's no real exciting going to places. Oh, well, maybe I might go to Healesville Sanctuary or somewhere. I could take you there and show you around. Do you want to see more things of the neighborhood or the places I go or the Australia stuff? Oh my goodness. There's a wombat.
Hello, Womby.
Wow. Do you not care? Are you my neighbor? I hope my neighbor's not watching this video. That's it. That's all I have to say. Now it's the exciting part. It's really exciting. It's packing all this stuff away And being organized is a good thing. And when I start working on the quilt and deciding what I'm doing, I will show you that. Yeah. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, give it a thumbs down. And I'm gonna list, you know what, I just thought of this. I'm gonna list in the comments below. No, I'm not. Oh, should I? Maybe. Look in my description box and see what amazing miracle might be in there. And that way I've kind of left it loose and open.